Okay, so I've been talking with Nick. I've been talking with you for a little bit about how I want to be getting people to recommend us movies.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been trying to reach out to some people about, maybe some famous people like, hey, you don't have to come on the podcast, but we want to get a recommendation for days when we're not doing new releases.
Yeah.
I have one statement that I found from Andrew Tate. This was back in March. It's not connected to WAM, but it is a recommendation.
Okay, yeah, nice. What is it?
Okay. Ratatouille. Funny mouse. But so much to think about. Hustlers must watch.
Hustlers must watch. You know, that's true, man. Remy,
If he says so.
He was on his grind, dude. He chased his bag and he got that shit. So, mad respect.
Mad respect to Remy.
Anyone can cook. I mean, he was really spitting.
He was cooking.
He was. Welcome to WAM, episode 15.
Episode 15.
This
Double
week
digits.
We watched Good Will Hunting.
Yeah.
It's triple digits, you fuck. It was solid. It was good. There was no hunting, a little less than expected. There's a lot of will.
A lot of will.
Yeah.
This was your first time watching it, wasn't it?
Yeah, I've never seen Good Will Hunting. It's been on my list for a long time, but it's just never happened until today.
Yeah. And I guess this is sort of fitting for us. We've been big fans of Robin Williams for like the longest time, ever since Happy Feet.
Oh, yeah.
And weirdly enough, I think this is like our third, possibly fourth. Yeah, it is our fourth. This is our fourth Matt Damon movie.
I just want to say, when I said, "Oh yeah," I was thinking of
Patrick Warburton.
Yeah, and last night I had a dream that I was doing that voice at like a dinner, and then he like turned around at a different table and like looked at me like, "What the fuck?" Yeah, like I just maybe remember that. Sorry,
that's such a
like he was like dude, like he was disappointed in
That's
me.
like a Curb Your Enthusiasm bit.
I'm saying, dude, that's what
Larry David
like.
somewhere
Really
like just
weird.
going, "Hey, how's it going? I'm Patrick Warburton.
Come on,
Hey, Peter." And then Patrick just turns around and he's like,
Not
everywhere I go.
You don't know how it is. Like, script, y'all. That'd be so good. That'd be such a good bit. Anyway, what you were saying, yeah, another Matty movie.
Yeah, we've got Oppenheimer, we've got The Martian, and we had Ocean's 11. So this will be our fourth.
This will be good. Oh, he was, dude. That is maybe we're a little obsessed.
He's so good.
He's so silly.
And this is like his first breakout role.
Yeah,
and he's like
his first big boy.
And he's such a little guy in here. He's so hot in this one.
All right. Well,
I was tell me I'm wrong.
I wasn't gonna say that. I was gonna say he is a young lad.
Yeah, he's a young lad.
All right. You didn't have to say anything about sucking his penis. That was all.
Whoa.
But whatever, man.
You said that would be confidential.
I really don't. Too late. So I really don't remember this movie very well. I remember it well, obviously, but I don't have I don't have any notes. So start us through. Where do we start?
So first of all, we start with what has to be the worst intro of all time for two specific reasons. One, three reasons. One, a very long opening title sequence with a lot of different companies that work on this. You see this a lot with low budget films. They sort of have to work with like as many studios as they can to get this made. This was made on a $10 million budget, which explains that. Second of all, in the credits, you might have seen a familiar name pop across the screen. First name Harvey, second name Weinstein.
I was gonna say Dent.
Harvey Dent has.
Yeah, I thought he produced it. Damn. Yeah, Harvey Weinstein did it.
Him and Bob helped produced it.
Thanks, Harvey.
Third of all, this happens a few other times throughout the film, but it just shows Matt Damon like writing something on paper in his room with a kaleidoscope effect over it. And I just thought that was stupid, especially since it went on for like 5 minutes while the opening text went off.
Yeah, I was like, man, I don't want to look at this. He's just writing.
Yeah. But once we get
that, all right, right? All right, keep. All right, yeah, do good. That's good. Keep going. And that was it. Look, focus. You're confused. Okay, good. The paper broke. Okay, you need a new pencil. You know what I'm saying?
Most of what we're getting into is just showing off the relationship that Will Hunting has with his surroundings. We see two things that are important. One, he hangs out with his friends. Specifically, he hangs out with Ben Affleck. No idea what his name is, and they're all from Southie, which is a part of Massachusetts. I don't know which part. It's somewhere near Boston.
They live in Boston.
Yeah, they live in Boston.
Except whoever the fucking, I don't remember his name, whatever. This motherfucker looked like a squirrel. I don't know how to explain it to you.
That might have, dude, I think that's Casey Affleck.
Maybe. It was, there was some annoying guy. The dude that was complaining about the double cheeseburger.
Yes, I think that's Casey Affleck.
Yeah, fuck him. God damn it.
He's cool now.
Strangle him, that whole movie. Horrible. Jesus Christ. It's like a little rat.
And then the second area we see in this beginning is that he has a job as a janitor at MIT. And explicitly, we're sort of shown this not only through his point of view, but from a professor's point of view in a mathematics class. We're introduced to, I don't know the guy that plays the professor, but I do know that he plays the Grand Emperor. No, he doesn't play the Grand Emperor. He plays some villain from Dune.
Oh, the Grand Wizard?
Not the Grand Wizard.
Oh.
Not the
I have not seen Dune.
Yeah, I know you haven't. Just get ready to see the professor from this movie, bald, oiled up, really fat, and floating around everywhere.
Ew.
Yeah, it doesn't look good.
I don't want to see that.
My
dude. I want
dude.
to watch Dune anyway.
Well,
I've tried to start it so many times. It just hasn't worked.
We'll hold off Dune until maybe part 2 gets closer. Or we could just not watch it. I'm okay with either.
No, we'll watch it.
And then well, I think one of my funniest lines during this part is when the class is dismissing and he's established, oh, there's like a hard equation on the wall. Whoever solves it gets a prize. The professor specifically says, if anybody has questions, my TA can answer it. And I'm always like, man, TAs have it like hard.
Yeah, they got to be like doing the whole teaching thing when the class is over. That sucks.
I mean, they're really just doing everything but the lectures most of the time, it seems.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. All the little things. So
when we get established that there's the hard question at MIT, immediately we see Will Hunting doing like a night rinse of the hallway, and he sees the equation and he's like, well, this is just stupid easy, and then he just does it.
4. Oh, I think it was 3 actually.
Yeah, he writes 3 and then everybody just gets around it. My favorite part is they go to like some MIT event where the professor is, and they have the kids like come up to him and says, who solved the question? And he's like, what? Nobody told me it was solved. As if it's like that's the end all be all to like MIT. If you get the question, like everyone just has to worship you.
Please.
My favorite part of that scene,
our lives. We're eternally grateful.
Who is our new king?
Seriously, that's what it feels like. They have to crown him.
I just thought it was really funny that during this like whole event in the background, you could see like the choir of MIT. Mm-hmm. You got into MIT. You don't have to do that like dumb stuff you only did to get good grades. Like quit choir.
No, they enjoy it.
What?
It's some people like the singing.
Without like any warning, we see him and his gang, Will Hunting and his gang, just sort of hanging out. And do you remember what their first hangout is after he solves the first equation?
No.
2 things happen.
Oh, the Harvard bar?
No, Harvard bar is a little bit later.
Oh, where?
Okay, so first we see them just day drinking at a Little League game and yelling at the kids to like do better, which is awesome. Awesome thing to do.
Good. Yeah.
And then they start driving because, that's the order of events.
Yeah, well, drinking and driving really isn't the problem. It's the drunk
It's the crashers.
Yeah.
It's the crashers that give us a bad name.
Previously. Anyway.
Just, we're all letting you all know again.
Yeah, we're consistent, but
Um,
yeah. So they're fucking yelling at the little league kids, and then what else did they
and
do?
then they start driving, and they just see this dude on the side of the road. They see this dude on the side of the road, and Will Hunting goes, "Oh, that guy used to bully me, so we all have to get out of the car and beat him up." And the rat kid that you hate goes, "I don't
Mhm.
really want to do it." And Ben Affleck goes, "If you don't do it, I'm just gonna like fucking break your head in." So, so they all
Johnson
get out
goes
of the
in.
car. Matt
Mhm.
Damon comes up to this guy, and he's like, "Hey, you remember me, Will Hunting? I was in your elementary school." Immediate punch to the face, like,
Yeah,
and then
as
they
he's
all
like
just.
turning around like just
It's so funny.
and
It's
some
like
really bad slow motion shots.
and some really bad POV shots
Ugh.
of like the camera on the ground and
Yeah,
the characters like just shooting down like bah, bah,
yeah,
bah.
going to punch it, and the little rat boy has a really bad one, and it's just all the only ones that's good is Matt Damon. The rest is like poop ass.
Yeah.
That whole sequence, I was kind of puking.
And then we have Matt Damon. He gets arrested. He gets put through the system. No, wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, that did happen.
Yeah, he gets arrested. He gets taken to court. The judge goes over his little rap sheet, and he's
Yeah.
like, "My brother in Christ, what the fuck have you done?" And he's
It's
like, "You've done like 40 things, and you just keep talking your way out of it. Like, what the fuck?"
yeah.
And he's like, "No, you hit a cop, suck a dick, go to
Yeah.
jail."
Oh yeah.
And then,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
we forgot to mention this guy's smart.
yeah, he's smart.
He's
He's real
smart.
smart.
He just keeps quoting like laws from the 1800s to get out.
Mhm.
And then his rap sheet happens a little bit later because he's given a court date, and that's when he appeared. In
Mhm.
between that, we have three things happen. One, the professor goes and says, "Okay, nobody's manning up to like solving this equation, so I'm just going to do it again."
Yeah.
What I think is really funny is a room of like 300 students comes up, and not a single person lies. Not a single person
Well,
goes,
I mean,
"I did it."
I assume they'd be like, "All right, prove to the class," and they'd be
Yeah,
like,
talk us
"Shit."
through it.
Yeah, they'd be like, "Ooh, well, you know what I'm saying?" Like,
You know, it
um,
took me in the moment. I don't think I could re-replicate it, but I did do
yeah,
it
you know
once.
what? I think it was PCP actually. That's what it was helping me do.
A
I,
gallon of it.
yeah, a gallon of pure PCP.
PCP.
I don't know if
Uh,
that's how that works, but get it
oh,
before me.
it's a reference to a TV show. You'd love it.
What show?
Whitest Kid You Know.
Oh, I have no idea what show that is.
Nobody watched it at the time. It got popular on YouTube afterwards.
Oh, one of those.
And then second of all, we see Matt Damon and his crew go to a Harvard bar and start talking with some girls, and Ben Affleck tries to like hit on a Harvard girl, tries to act smart, and this asshole, and you
Successfully
can yeah, he actually hit the girl.
Yeah, beats her senseless.
This is Boston. You have to act like Mark Wahlberg.
Hmm. Yeah, it's really the only choice they have. It's the only avenue they go down, and Ben Affleck knows that here in this role. He
And he
does it
did
really
it great.
well, and he just performs it just flawlessly in this scene here. The only problem is there's some douchebag with a greasy haircut and can't even give himself a good ponytail, walks in and tries to do some bullshit, and he's like, actually,
That's a survey class.
fecal matter actually has a lot of protein in it. So if you refry and constitute that into your diet, you're really saving the earth slowly. And Ben Affleck's like, dude, what? And he starts like making him look like an idiot in front of the girl.
Yeah, that's what Matt
And then,
Damon does,
yeah.
not Benny.
Well, no. The other guy, other blonde boy walks in, and he's like, "Oh, actually, you're an idiot." And then our man runs into the rescue, and he's like, actually, no, but you're the idiot." And he's like, and then so like fucking makes him eat dick, and then he's like,
Yeah.
"Well, whatever. I don't even want to. I don't care."
I'm going to be riding on ski trips, asshole.
Yeah. Idiot.
We have.
Anyway, you can explain that better.
Yeah. No. I don't know.
Yeah.
Matt Damon just like schools this dumb fucking Harvard kid, and then Harvard kid leaves after Matt Damon says, "If we have a problem, I can beat you up."
Yeah. And the whole like the whole point of the scene is to show you how incredibly like smart and like quick our boy is. Like he recites and then like quotes all the books and textbooks that this Harvard guy is reading and that he's gonna be reading. He totally calls him on like everything he's doing by just reciting the books that he's reading in class to random girls at a bar.
I do
and yeah, you're a big drinker. But so that's the whole point of the scene, and it works. And then by the end of it, it just our boy gets the the girl's number, and as they're walking back home with the boys, they see whatever
him at a Dunkin'.
Yeah, they see greasy Harvard boy at a Dunkin' talking to somebody, and you guys like, hey, do you like apples? And he's like, yeah. And he slams the napkin with the girl's number, and he's like, well, I got a number. How do you like them apples? And then he's like,
was that how that started?
How you like them apples?
Yeah.
No, I mean, that's the thing, but I'm sure it made it a little bit more popular.
Okay. Where the hell does that come from?
How you like them apples? I don't know. Some grandma.
That's fair.
Someone got hit with apples, and they're like, how you like them
apples?
They're like, hey, I should coin that. And then the earth was born.
And then the earth was born. Okay, so after
the man is arrested, he's in jail.
We have him in jail. And what? Around this time,
well, he calls Girly.
He calls Girl the second he's in jail, and he's like, "Hey, are you pre-law or do you have bail money?"
Yeah. By the way, and then I guess she does. Or no,
she doesn't. He gets out because the professor from earlier finds out that he has answered the second question. There's this scene in which he sees him solving it, and he's like, "Hey, you're a janitor. You're not allowed to do that." And then Matt Damon runs away and says, "Fuck off." And I don't know. The professor chases down like custodial services to find the kid, and right as he finds the kid, he like finds out where he is. He's in jail. So the professor goes, "Look, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to get you out of here because you'd be serving like a good couple of years in prison.
Yeah.
But you have to do two things. One, you have to study with me. Two, you get therapy." And I like how that's like impossible.
That's the line. Yeah.
That's
He's
the
like,
line.
No. I'll do the math. I'm not going to some stupid shrink. It just immediately shuts it down. And the first few, then with them after this, like he was like, all right, it'd be better than jail time though. And he's like, all right. And we have this little montage of other therapists that we're going through, and I love the first guy, where like, so the shtick that not our character, what's his name in the movie? I forget. Will?
Can you get rid of good? Get rid of good, man.
I keep forgetting if Will Hunting was
It's his
Robin
name.
Williams or was the other one.
No,
but yeah,
his name is Sean, I think.
Yeah. So our boy Will is like figuring out who the therapist is, doing his own research, reading like their books or whatever, because they always have a book. And then like just completely playing with them and fucking with them, just to the point where they quit. Just the same thing that like in like the early 2000s of like little kids being mean to their babysitter, and they're like, "Oh, we have to get the extreme babysitter." And Robin Williams is our extreme babysitter in this movie.
Basically.
He's the big guns. And the very first little therapy like session that they have, our Will tries to kind of do his thing. He starts talking to him about it. He starts like picking him apart. Sees some painting. Starts like
pisses on his painting.
Robin Williams. Starts insulting. He's like, he says, "What you married the wrong woman." And then starts insulting his wife, and then Rob Williams like puts his glasses down quietly and like chokes Will and slams him up against the wall. And he's like, "Shut the fuck up! Do not disrespect my wife ever again, or I will kill you. I will fucking murder you." And he's like, "Oh, okay, yes, sir."
Time's up.
And, time's up. And then they keep going, and he comes back next week.
I think.
Yeah. I was so surprised when that shit happened. I was like, whoa,
oh yeah, that is your first time
whoa.
seeing it.
Yeah, I had no idea.
It's a great part of the movie, but I think my
Mhm.
favorite part is he explicitly says, "Don't ever talk about my wife like that again." Every time we see them together, it's him talking about his wife like that again.
Yeah. And then I think it's not the next session, but the session after that, he's like, she farted in her sleep.
She farted.
You know, that's what I
Jerry.
remember. She
Jerry.
farted in her sleep. It woke the dog up.
It woke
I had
her
the
up.
heart to tell her. It was so fucking stupid. But so that's our first session. So it's immediately Robin Williams showing his dominance over Will, but also kind of putting him in his place to like cut the shit out with that.
Yeah.
And then our second session is in a public park, and Robin is like sitting down and be like, you know what? Last night I thought about what you said, and it like kept me awake for half the night. And then Robin Williams proceeds to pick Will's life apart, like he did to Robin's character previously.
And it was really good.
Yeah, and it's all really well thought out. It's very artistic and
It was
very
rehearsed.
like intentional. Yeah, almost like it was scripted.
No, I just mean like I can tell Robin Williams' character is like, I gotta get back at this son of a bitch.
Oh yeah, he was steaming writing that up. He had a typewriter and everything.
That's the only reason he did the second meeting. And then when he like got the reaction from Will Hunting, he's like, okay, maybe he's a little bit nice.
I guess I gotta follow up with this now. Yeah, but so he totally puts Will in his place, and picks him apart and kind of shows him where he's like, I got you figured the fuck out. And so it gives Will that that idea of like, all right, maybe this guy has a little bit more to him. And I forget if Robin really opens up with anything in that session, or if it's really just kind of calling Will on his shit. But either way, from this point on, they're gonna still continue having these sessions every week.
There was the orphan line.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was about the orphan stuff.
Yeah. He just asks, "Are you an orphan?" And he says yes. And Robin just responds with, "Do you think your life can be summarized by Oliver Twist?" I thought that was good. That's a good little line.
Yeah, he was like, "Do you think I know everything you've suffered and everything you've experienced just because I've read Oliver Twist?" And it all just works really well and makes the characters like, it shows Will Hunting that he can open to Robin Williams. Robin Williams understands why he's kind of doing these things.
And then after this, we see, I think, the first date with him and British girl. She's British, by the way, and she has an incredible chin.
Yeah.
Incredible jawline.
Chin?
Yeah. Chin and jawline.
I didn't notice her jawline specifically, and why did you? Yeah, I know she's British. Could you tell?
Could I tell she's British?
Could you tell she's British? Could you know?
The first date spot they go on is they go to a party city, which is awesome. Perfect.
No.
What?
Don't go to a party city on a first date.
Why? It's funny. It's silly.
What if they want to buy the Among Us costume? Now you have to own that.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, there's always the idea that she might want you to buy something for her. But like, she's explicitly says throughout this that she was born with like a lot of money because her daddy died. So I feel like at the end of the day, if she was like, "Oh, you're going to buy me this like fairy tale costume," Matt will just look over her like, "Fucking what?
No,
you are rich."
Yeah. No,
I do construction work.
Yeah, what the fuck are you talking about? I was arrested yesterday. I was fully incarcerated, and I'm only out because a man said I have to do math problems.
You're buying me the Tinkerbell costume, okay?
Also, who the fuck's trying to get this guy in a think tank? Like, everyone's going insane about how Will Hunting's like a genius and he's like crazy smart. But he says like there's a ton of job offers from everybody. It's like, why? What do they know about this guy? There's like word of mouth, like he's really good at math. No, he's really good. Like, I don't.
it's most likely our professor in this who has been sending out these job applications. We learned that he's been helping trying to get Will Hunting a job. He has the Fields Award. The Fields Award is basically the Nobel Prize in math. He's a professor at MIT, and if you can speak highly of if you speak highly of him and you talk about how he's solved equations that haven't been solved, like that take years to solve in days, if he's writing that on the application to these places, where I imagine he has connections, I'm sure there are good opportunities for him to like be found.
He doesn't come across as a smart guy as much as he knows a lot of things. You know what I'm saying?
He's
he
the way he
stuff good. Like everything he says about the MIT guy, it's like, what, you just come in here and regurgitate everything you've read? That's exactly what he does. That he regurgitates everything he's read and rephrases it to other people. It's not
we never see his real opinions on things. What he was angry at the dude at the Harvard bar was that like he's trying to pass other people's writing as his own. Specifically, he's trying to take people's like historical opinions and make it his own grand statements. But I feel like we show a lot of elements where he's having his own opinions, like when we have him go to the NSA job offer.
Well, I'd say no. I'm going to say because specifically near the end, I'll say like maybe last 30, 40 minutes, Robin Williams calls him out for whenever he asked him a really simple question of like, just what do you want to do? He can't answer it, but anything else he's got bullshit answers for. Like he'll tell him Shakespeare or like Hamlet or whatever, some shit he'll pull from some kind of text, some kind of author. But he's never experienced any kind of stuff, and so he can't even like give those simple answers.
That's fair.
And that's what made me think that it was like in the rest of it.
No, that's fair.
I'm like, well, if they have to make a point like this, it's probably got to be valid. I just probably wasn't paying attention.
I guess that is true. It's a little different than like the plagiarism that the other guy had, but at the same time, it's him being unable to like relate to things. So we literally is just like, well, there's this book that talks about that, and like me thinking and saying that has to be the same thing, right? I've never been in love.
I think it's a point that the movie's making. That he's shitting on that guy, but in essence, he's also doing the same shit. Except he's just also the star of a movie and like pretty smart, but he's doing the same thing.
He's
scared because deep down he's scared.
Because deep down he was hit a few times as a kid
and stabbed apparently.
And like he has this line with Robin Williams where he goes, "My father, he would show me a belt and he'd show me a wrench and he'd say, pick which one to get hit with. And I'd always choose the wrench." And Robin Williams looks at him like, "Are you stupid? Why would you do that?" And he's like, I do it to piss him off because I would be the one in control. No, you're the one getting beat.
Nope, you're still getting hit with the fucking
You're getting hit with a wrench.
It's still pretty bad. Like,
isn't this guy supposed to be smart?
You can, like, if it went long enough, a belt can break skin and leave like welts and stuff, and it'll definitely bruise up, it'll sting, whatever. But dude, a wrench, Jesus, you're gonna shatter some bones. Like that's gonna hurt. At very least, you're gonna fracture something.
He had some bad X-rays.
Yeah. God, what a fucking idiot! Not a genius there, man. This kid's book smart. This kid is not street smart. They're like, all right, man, what is it? You gonna run or get shot? He'll be like, shoot me, and then he'll just fucking die. Like,
I'm actually allergic to belts. That's the thing.
I'm a joke on you.
And he knew that.
Leather would actually break my skin into hives. God, that is so stupid. I didn't even think about that. What a fucking idiot, man. What happened to that?
Oh, I'm not sure what to necessarily talk about. We're not necessarily going on like, I don't think we necessarily need to talk about it in order.
Yeah, most of the movie is just like, a lot of the time we're going from therapy and then to the relationship with either Will and his friends or Will and the girl that he's with. And so that's really all the movie is. The B plot is mostly with the girl. And then when something happens and the girl wants to go and move, and Will kind of distance himself. Then we go more with the friends again. But it is just therapy, B plot, therapy, B plot.
Yeah.
For a while.
One of the best therapy sessions. I guess we're just gonna get stuck in therapy. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's happened to me all the time.
But you're broken.
Why is that the adjective you go with?
It's the first thing I thought of.
I love the scene, and this is where we see traditional Robin Williams, where he's a little zany and he does his impressions. He starts talking about when he first met his wife and the baseball game he was supposed to go to.
Mm-hmm.
And just seeing him go like "Whammo!" and just that's just best. That's the best he's ever done.
Yeah, that was full energy Robin. He was just having fun.
Yeah. And such a nice story. God, he says we learn nothing about his wife except she's hot, she had cancer, and she farts. However, I think through just Robin Williams' performance, we understand and we like love the character that we never see, which is his wife. He's incredible.
Must have been one hell of a lady for him to miss that game. I would have been pissed. I don't care who you were.
Yeah, game 6 of the World Series. That's the one that they won with, and that was like the only time Boston was ever good at baseball.
And it's just pretty insane because people rushing the field.
Would have been so fun. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. We would never skip a baseball game.
Never. Mm-mm. We've skipped multiple baseball games.
We've skipped multiple baseball.
Yeah, in this movie, I really don't know what else we can talk about. Overall, what we're overcoming is kind of the fear of change in this movie, I think.
Fear of change is probably the best way to put it. And also, abandonment issues?
Yeah, for sure. Will Hunting's an orphan, and so like a thing Robin Williams' character touches on is that the first thing that happened when he was a kid is the people that were supposed to protect him abandoned him, which is valid. Real truth, preach, whatever.
I'm putting my hand up in solidarity.
That's
you
what
can't
I'm saying.
See it.
I can feel it. It's okay.
You can feel my fist.
So Robin Williams is I press buttons. Okay, it's fine. Robin Williams is pooping and farting, and I forgot. That's it. I forgot where I was.
we see a lot about Robin, and by the end of this, he goes through his own little thing too. Because there's I don't know. Will is pushing. Well, he pushes him the whole time. He's like, "Hey, so life goes on even when your wife dies. Have you ever tried dating again?" And then Robin Williams goes, "You're a horrible person for saying that." And by the end of the movie, he literally goes, "By the way, I'm probably gonna travel the world and try to date again." It's a small thing.
I didn't catch that, but that's sick. Good for him.
Yeah, good for him. The first place he goes looking for women is he goes China, India, and then Baltimore. What a it was China, India, then Baltimore.
Yeah, man.
Is that where the best women are?
I don't know if it's I think it's more of when all else fails.
When all else fails, we go to China.
Yeah. I was saying Baltimore, but
Baltimore.
Whatever you want, man.
When they go low, we go to China.
They go low, we go lower. They go low, we go high, man.
Jaime Reyes?
No, Blue Beetle. The Blue Beetle and his fiddle. Wait. The Blue Beetle and his fiddle. I'll tell you a riddle. Dude, he's guarding a gate. It's a large door.
Every time I watch this movie, I'm in love with it. Mostly because I think the characters in this are some of the best written. People say this movie is cheesy. It is, but I feel like this is realistic cheese. I really like how these lines are said. I think the characterization is really well done.
It is cheesy, but like you said, it's just completely realistic and it's grounded. It's grounded in everything besides Will Hunting just being a fucking super genius that taught himself everything, because that's pretty insane. What a nerd. But besides that, everything else is believable in this movie. There's
Mm-hmm.
not like, I mean, there's a point where Will Hunting's talking about Mozart and stuff, and Beethoven and his gift to like remember stuff like that with this girl.
Yeah.
And he's saying like, you know, he can't look at a piano and just know how to play stuff like that. But books and everything, it's just kind of it's easy for him to remember and kind of pull from it all. Um,
And I guess that also means he has to have a motivation to be reading this stuff. Like, it's not as if, oh, if you have a perfect memory, you could be Goodwill Hunting. No, because he's reading like advanced, organic chemistry.
yeah, for funsies.
So that's not only just like, oh, I'm easy at remembering stuff. He also just has like a drive for information, I guess.
Yeah. I think the explanation that we get for that for his drive is that with his childhood and his like
Oh,
ability
yeah.
to he didn't want to attach to anybody because he was scared they would leave and or like kind of betray him, I guess, like his family did.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so he instead turned to reading and just, you know, being at the library and diving into all that, just all those really big topics instead of diving into relationships with people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another thing that Robin helps him explore and eventually push past is that now he can, he the our like explanation for it is going after a girl, and so Robin convinces him to go after that MIT girl that he met,
No, that was a
uh,
Harvard girl.
Harvard girl that we met, that's going to California. He's like, all right, I'm out.
He gets like a good job, one he's happy about, and then
Mhm.
he's just as like, well, actually, what about that girl?
What about Pretty Woman? What about Unga Bunga? Have you thought about that? And he's like, ooh, you're right.
And then the credits for the movie is literally just him driving to California, and it
Hmm.
spans for like a good 10 minutes.
Yep, it's
I,
really
it
pretty.
it was I liked what
Ending.
I read the whole credits. I don't know why, because it was pretty, I guess.
Yeah,
Uh, and I just saw that there's a little note saying, "Hey, thanks to the family of Ben Affleck and Matt Damon." I'm like, that's sweet of them.
that's nice. I mean, they wrote it and probably financed it.
This is fair.
$10 million to make 225.98 or some shit million. Oh my god, man, that's
Incredible.
insane.
Yeah,
Which, combined, Ben Affleck and Matt Damon made about $60,000,
six
which
hundred
is
thousand.
yeah 600,000, which in today's money is like 1.28 billion or million. Sorry, um,
You almost pulled a Doctor Evil there.
close. Dun-dun-dun, yeah. Um, but Jesus, man, still
Incredible
a lot of money.
for their breakout.
Yeah, and great launching point for their careers. Like for
Mm-hmm.
this to be your first movie, like your first big thing like that is pretty insane. And
Uh
they
huh.
wrote it.
God, it's so good for them. They're the best. I don't know what Ben Affleck's really been in besides this, The Accountant, and Batman.
Man.
What else did he do? I've known him forever.
Yeah, I've been buddies with the guy for years, but
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you all the films he's been in.
I meet him every weekend and we do a book club, but I'm going to be honest. I don't know where
Yeah,
he's from.
me and him go putting every once in a while. We
Have
don't like
you?
to golf because it's too extreme, so we just go to a mini golf place. But they like us there. We have frequent flyer cards.
That's strange because me and him, we go to the extreme golf place.
What?
Yeah. You know
Really?
extreme golf?
Yeah, yeah. Wait, like, do you you golf on like on the zip lines and everything?
I mean, yeah, we did that the first time. We're doing the we try to do the molten lava ones as much as we can, just for a little bit of challenge.
Dude, what? He always tells me he hates being man.
He doesn't hate it on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Yeah, so overall this movie I think it does a really good way of conveying that message of you need to just kind of take those leaps of faith sometimes, and it's not
Mm-hmm.
always going to be exactly what you want, but at the end of the day then you can't say that you didn't do that that thing, whatever it is that you're choosing to do.
Yeah.
Um and it's not shoved down your throat. The message is conveyed in a very natural way and a very human way, and it's so general that I think almost anyone can take this message and apply it to almost anything in their life, that it's where they're presented with like a fork in the road and they have to choose which way to go. And so because of that, I can totally see how this movie was so critically acclaimed when it released. Cinematography isn't, I didn't think it was anything amazing. I
Yeah,
guess
not really.
it was, and at times it was really like just not good. Like in that one scene at the start with all the POV stuff, and the slow motion. It's just,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't really like that. But that's really my only problem with this movie. What about you?
I think one of the only other problems I have with it is the score is kind of boring, but it gets better as time goes on, or I just relate with it more as time goes on. This is
Yeah.
Danny Elfman,
Wow.
which is he's known for the original Batman score from Michael Keaton's. He's known for the Spider-Man score for Sam Raimi. I mean, I'm very surprised.
Yeah, it definitely didn't, like, it didn't present itself in any major way. Overall, what would you rate this movie then?
I'll give it a 5. I love it. I always will love it. It's so good. I mean, it's just it's an inspiration for like first time filmmakers. It's like just a great experience to hear this like point of view, and I think there's so many great lessons to learn from it.
I'm gonna give this movie a 3.5
Yeah.
because I did really enjoy it,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think I'm gonna wake up and ever be like, oh, I really want to watch Good
Yeah,
Will Hunting today.
I get that.
Like there will be times where it's like, if it's on, I'm like, oh yeah, this movie's good,
Yeah.
but I'm not gonna hanker for it. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
that aside, it was a fantastic movie. I really enjoyed it.
I'm glad. Hey,
But yeah,
wait. By the
3.5.
way,
What?
it's not your fault.
I didn't understand. That was so stupid.
Oh, that was. I mean, it was them. It was him. Just like
It wasn't stupid. It was nice, but it was. I was like, wow, you really broke. Yeah. So what do you got for news? Let me know what's going on, Nolan.
yeah. I now have a folder with all the little news things I have, and I just keep adding it. Overall,
good.
we're at 55 newses.
That's a lot of newses.
An animated Stuart Little show is being made, and it's described as Freaks and Geeks, but with a mouse.
Fuck, that's horrible. That's not cool. I don't. Who's making it?
No idea. Absolutely no clue. Martin Luther King Jr. movies in the works. Give the worst guess you could. What's the worst director to do this?
Sam Raimi.
You know. Dude, can you imagine?
I think it'd be really good. I'm just saying, man.
You know what? I still think that'd be better than who it was. The person who's set to direct it is Chris Rock.
What? How
I know.
did he get that?
Well, okay, let's not act as if Martin Luther King Jr.'s intellectual property. Apparently, like, you know, anybody can make a movie about him.
Yeah, I guess it really didn't cost a lot, but like, dude, why Chris Rock?
Why Chris Rock? Yeah.
What are you doing?
I don't.
Ew.
After the Oscars, he knows a little bit about oppression and being silenced.
I really wish he doubled down right after that. Like he said
He
something.
just kept going.
Yeah, he's like
he just sort of like he just gets real close up to the mic and he goes, Caillou.
What's next? More.
I don't even know how to react to this one. Okay. Kanye West. So we already know it's a little out there.
Yeah.
Has filed 26 new trademarks.
Oh.
For the term use. YEWS.
Use. Okay.
So it's the Yeezy brand of Jews, it sounds like. What's going on here?
I'm gonna be so excited. Like I can't explain to you how fast I'd buy those.
The yarmulkes.
Just to have it. That's what I'm saying. If my shoes could wear yarmulkes, that'd be tight.
It's the Spiderwick Chronicles is having a reboot.
Yeah, baby, more hog squeal.
But
dude, is Seth Rogen not coming back?
We don't know about that yet. Seth Rogen, you know, he's done a lot of voice acting work. He's still consistently doing that. It's not unheard of.
If he doesn't come back, I'm going to be really sad. I'm going to be honest with you.
But it was originally made for Disney Plus. It's now being dropped by Disney Plus and picked up by Roku.
No,
Mhm.
no, come on. No,
So,
man.
you know, I mean, the first one was made by Nickelodeon, so they were able to do magic with little, you
But
know,
Roku,
but Roku.
who's gonna direct it, man? Mr. Roku? Come on. Who's a Roku director?
Last piece of news.
Mm.
Ocean's 11 prequel is in the make,
Fuck that.
starring Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling.
Why? Why?
It's supposed to be set in the 1960s, and it's like a love movie, a romance movie that also is about a heist that's like happening during this Grand Prix race.
Is Ryan Gosling supposed to be Ocean Man?
No. People think this might be a story of Ocean's parents, but like no, there's no like connection to Daniel Ocean yet. So why it's an Ocean's 11 thing and not just its own thing? Really weird. That's all the news I have.
Wait.
Whoa,
EJ's calling me. Wait. I'm gonna get him on the spot. So
Okay. Yeah. Ask him about Good Will
EJ,
Hunting.
welcome to WAM. What's your opinion on Good Will Hunting out of 5?
I actually need to watch that.
Huh?
Do you have a gas can?
What?
You have a gas can?
What for? Why?
What?
I ran out of gas.
Where are you?
I'm literally in front of a gas station.
Yeah.
Okay, I will call you back.
Okay.
All right, bye.
Well, is that the WAM?
I think that's the WAM.
Okay, guys. Thank you so much for listening. This has been WAM.
You've been whammed.
You got to say it.
I did it. My turn.
Bye.
Okay, we'll see you guys